Hey, welcome back, and we'll just take Sameera and Praveen back into the live show. Just waiting for. Hi, Kalpesh bhai, how are you? I see your designs; they're amazing. Hi, hi, Nyan. Just waiting for the second session to start. And our Rahul, how are you doing, Rahul? Yes, Sameera, you're back, and we will take you in. Hello, everyone. Thank you for staying back in this second part of Praveen and Sameera, or Sameera and Praveen. Yes, you're back. All right, all right. So so that was one crazy incident that you shared, uh, Praveen, and really hats off to you guys, managing such breakdowns and still going after that record and having that confidence and faith not only in yourself but also in your machines. And I think that talks a lot about the preparation, the mindset, of planning such a ride and doing it finally. So hats off again. And now coming to the people and the landscape, right? So which part, obviously, Samira, you mentioned that this was not expedition or an exploration. It was more about covering a certain distance, in a certain time frame. But I'm sure you would have had a lot of interactions with people, especially during breakdowns or when you're halted for snacks and your meals. Uh, what is it that you took back from those experiences or discussions that you had with people? How do they look upon bikers? How do they react?
Okay, so I would say that Abhishek, we got a lot and lots of acceptance and love from people we met. So when we started the ride, we had this one message in our head, which was heal the world. And when we say heal the world, we wasn't looking only human, only not only animals. We were looking everything. So when you mention landscape and when you mention food or you mention a lot of things, it is a combination of everything. So there were people who helped us in welding my bike and not took a single rupee, just took a selfie from us because we rode all the way from Bangalore. And
Right.
there were people who worked with Praveen for 8 hours, where this mechanic never opened a nut of a KTM. Who sat with Praveen for 4 hours, opened the bike. Whole village helped to tag the bike in for
Wow.
welding. This fellow again listened to him and assembled the bike. And this
Nice.
whole procedure, the small village of 20 houses with 40 people were sitting with us for 8 hours and guiding us that how we can go ahead more. And this was all happened just because of the acceptance that we are doing something. And with it's and there were a language barrier also. They were talking some tribal Uriya language,
Where was
and
this,
there
Samira? Were which part of the country was this?
This was between Bhubaneswar and Chhattisgarh.
Okay.
What's the name of the place?
it's called Nargara.
Okay.
It's a Nargara. It's the start of the forest area. It's a state highway from Bhubaneswar to Ranchi.
Very close to
Okay.
Sambalpur.
Very
Okay.
close to Sambalpur forest. And this whole village was, and there was one person coming with the coolant expert who was
Wow.
giving gyan to the whole village about the coolant, how the coolant work in the bike. And this whole thing was happening with us, and I was just sitting in the corner and I was just noticing people and how their reactions were. And Praveen was hero in the whole Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. everybody was like, "Bhaiya, one photo with you." They didn't care about there's a Didi also behind. And at the same time, the another incident I would like to mention about the people, because this ride was definitely about people and heal the world and believing in humanity again. It was in Mizoram. So Mizoram is doing a complete lockdown, and they didn't allow a single two-wheeler tourist in their state in 2020. And apparently, we were the first riders who were allowed and also allowed to cross the state and enter to another state. And when we reached there, it was straight no, and I would say that the woman power worked over there, that we got an opportunity to meet the Home Secretary of Mizoram, and she personally spoke to me, and she was really happy that I'm doing something and my husband is following me. So that was the only state I got an importance in the whole India. And otherwise, our ride was completely gender equal. It wasn't something that a woman is achieving something or a man is achieving something. And there we got allowed, and we also she invited us at her house, and she honored us with the avocado and dragon fruit which she grown in her garden.
So,
So,
what trick did you guys apply over there to let her allow you guys to get a COVID test? I read that article of
yeah,
yours
so
on
what we did,
social
You got to
media.
listen to
Yeah.
a dialogue. This is my last ride. I'm going to give birth. It's a record ride. Actually, after the wrong ride for 2 years, she literally mentioned that to the Home Secretary, and she said, "Okay, fair enough. I'll give it."
so honestly, this ride was a very, very special ride to me, because being a very dedicated rider for 5 years and doing and learning so much from him and also from the community, I had to mention it, the real fact that this ride gonna be my last endurance ride, and then I'm gonna do some commitment after which I will not be able to ride it for a certain period of time. And she really connected with the fact that the woman power is the best. And so we went through the COVID test. We had our temporary like our COVID test for the entrance, and which we further used in Mizoram and further used in Manipal as well. Sorry, Manipur.
Manipur, yeah.
In Manipur as well. Yeah.
So, did you end up actually, getting the test results shown in different other states besides the Northeast? Also, were they
Yes.
checking the COVID test results?
We
Not everywhere, but I think mainly the Northeast was states where you had, but rest of the Indian subcontinent where you had these national highways, the trucks are going, they didn't stop us. The only other point you had to be careful was Kerala, because a lot of bikers who were there in Kanyakumari and other places saying Kerala was strict. But lucky we entered from Kanyakumari. There's not a single police at the checkpost there. We
Okay.
just sailed through.
yeah.
I think
So
all of the frontline workers have become tired of, handling the during lockdown phase.
yeah.
And hats off to them also. They
That's a
also need
very good
rest.
perspective
Yeah,
about Corona as well, because there are villages in Bihar and Jharkhand, where I don't think people have heard about Corona there. Villages. There are fairs happening, people were totally crowded, the roads were blocked, a lot of
wow.
things happening. And I think this was the Shadi season in the entire north.
Correct, correct.
Bihar, it was flooded with people all over the road. I mean,
I think we witnessed so many weddings without invitation,
yeah.
because we were disturbing them with our honks, because these guys were dancing on the road on with full DJ, and we were like, please let us go. We want to finish a ride. So we ended up seeing that sort of culture and that sort of people interaction throughout our ride. And when it comes to, I think Northeast was pretty strict when it comes to COVID. And I would say that that part of India is one of the best for me. Always, it's always been very close to my heart. I don't know why. I feel that it gives you everything which you want as a rider, or as a traveler, or as a citizen. So it touches all the parameters which I look as a citizen of a country. So I'm not saying that rest of the country is not doing anything. I'm saying that each and every part of our country is fantastic. We've been welcomed. We actually been stopped on borders and asked that how much your bike is giving mileage in 1 liter. that was the question was asked to me by one of the officer, and I said, sir, 23.7 kilometers per, per hour and
per
kilometers
liter.
is happening. And I think we didn't face anything where we got stopped, and the other thing was that wherever we were getting stopped, we stopped. I was little impatient. I was like, let's go. But he was like, even when we were crossing the red lights on highways, we didn't actually jump any any red lights
Signals,
signal.
yes.
So we literally stopped, and we literally tried to manage all the traffic rules as possible, and we tried to work on the time where the place was allowing us to do that. So
Right.
it was somehow getting synced automatically, Abhishek, that we knew that COVID is there, we knew that authorities are there, and we never pushed ourselves beyond their rules and regulations.
So, Praveen, we heard from Sameera that Northeast for her is like a special place in her heart. What about you? You've been riding 24 years, you said, right? Eh,
Yeah, I'm my
Does it?
favorite destination in the south, which is Goa. And favorite
Okay.
destination north is Sikkim. Yeah, it's got a different beauty. In northeast, living in the mountains, it is very different.
Right.
The culture is very different that you don't see on a day-to-day basis. So you tend to connect. It's not very crowded like how it is in the rest of the places. The population is much less. The people are much more well-mannered there. They take traffic rules very seriously, unlike the rest of the subcontinent. So yeah, it's got its own charm that like I told you, in the south, for me, Goa is the best destination, and Sikkim is northeast. But yeah, northeast got its completely different, purview that and a lot of bikers, they don't visit. I don't. They do justice to riding by going to Northeast. There's so many places that is, undiscovered. I don't think locals know so many places that's there. Every mountain, every curve, you'll find so many beauty spots. In South India, we run to Ooty, Munnar, and all these places, but Northeast is completely. I think we'll say about 20-30% still undiscovered by a lot of bikers.
Great.
And
I,
this it's a very wrong question, Abhishek, to ask that which is your favorite place, because after doing All India, I think we blended ourselves too much with the weather, with the culture, with the people. That there were times when we were crossing 3 states border in a day, and we were crossing from -11 to 30 degrees. So the mental state of ours was like ando, like we were adapting, and we were feeling
yeah.
ourselves so proud to be an Indian, that an Indian can only the human being which can adapt any weather so quickly and can really sail through it. I mean, I'm just making this statement very boldly here, because our mindset was telling us to not to stop and say that this is not correct. So there were times when on highways we were on a 80 kilometers per hour speed in Bihar, because that was the correct speed to go with, and we didn't push ourselves according to us. We pushed ourselves according the roads we were covering.
Right.
So we kept that discipline, and we kept the acceptance and the reality in our mind of the people and places, and we sailed through.
So before I ask my next question, there is a question from Manikanta and the question is whether you chose Dominar or 390 Adventure. It was a Duke 390, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, it was
Yes.
a Duke
Yeah,
390.
Duke 390. Uh, Tulunat Diaries wants to give a message. Yes, please, you can type in your message. Okay, so the next question, Samira, and to the point that you made, that it's a wrong question to ask which place in India do you like, but it's also a fact that when you're crossing through a state or a location that you have always admired, always you've experienced it in the past, you feel extra special and extra happy when you cross that or you're reaching that place, right? So you might be riding across India or internationally, but when you kind of are in that state or in that city or in that location, you tend to be much more happier. Does
Yeah.
that work for you guys also in that sense?
Absolutely, without a doubt. I think from last 10, 15 years, there is a norm that I follow. When I enter Goa, there's a specific place I stop, and I have a Bacardi breezer without a doubt. And in Kerala, there's a particular space where I stop. It's at the Walia checkpost. There's an auntie. I've been visiting for last 10 years. So I have a chai and a special
Wow.
pakoda. So yeah, that's a tradition I follow today. So I'm venture she follows it today as well. So yeah, that connect with certain places and certain people you do fall in love with, and you make and create those traditions as well, without a doubt.
And yeah, whenever I see a snow, I even when we were coming back from Zozila, I really requested and begged him, please let me go inside the snow once and let me touch the snow and play for just few seconds and take a video,
Oh,
because
I think
I get
I thought those posts that you put on social media were not playing, but you were trying to do yoga in snow.
uh, yeah, I mean that's something I cannot, can nobody can take the yoga out of me.
Yeah,
And I just felt that whenever we were crossing old places, and we crossed all the old places through the new routes. So that was the another new addition to our whole
right,
experience.
right. So,
Yeah. So
couple of other questions, and I think we can, let you go enjoy your Goa trip. Uh, so, tell us more about this record ride, and how does one go about doing this? What are the formalities of doing a record ride? How does one approach this?
Yeah, before the answer that question, once traveling to India, what we did for 24 days is like when you sit in a movie theater. It's just like a kaleidoscope of culture, people, flora, fauna, people, food, language. To go through that in 24 days, going through entire India is an experience by itself. If you travel, take 1 year or 2 years, the experience you take back is very different. But when you do it in such a short span, every 50, 60 kilometers, there is new food, new culture, new people, new faces. It's a whole different experience. Never expected that, but once we completed the journey, it's like, wow, man, this is like, you sat through a movie and you've gone through it. It was like that.
Wow.
Preparation wise, I would say, yeah, I'll mostly allow someone to speak there, but yeah, we got great help. I would definitely like to, thank Ankit Gandhi, who helped us with the preparation, and Nilesh, who helped us through the route as well. They really guided us, because I was not aware of the norms. If you ask me to do a faster trip, I just pick up the bike, put a GPS, and I would have gone and come back. But because I think Ankit is already on Limca Book of Records. He really helped us with documentation, what needs to be done, how precise it is. Because you put so much effort, but and to be recognized, if you don't have the right amount of documentation, is going to go in vain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would just say that, and Sameera can,
yeah. So I just saw a question. I would just take it that question and
Sure,
include with
sure.
your question as well. So Rahil is one of the guy we met in Kanyakumari. That was a group of riders we met in 23 days, and
they're all from Pune.
they were all from Pune, and they were going in an amazing sequence of formation. And I just stopped them and I said, I want to just take a picture because I'm so happy seeing so many riders in one shot after 23 days. And he asked that question, that what put us to really go for an endurance ride like that. I would say that we are completely helmet head people. We never ever thought that this ride will take us here and that ride will take us there. But the confidence on ourselves, that we can really pick up something which is so challenging and has a category. There are people who attempted it before. That means there is something which is has a door open. Why we are
Right.
trying it, something like that. So that confidence and that focus-minded head kept us on this thought for a pretty long time, and we made it as well. And when you ask this question of how we approach and how people can really go for a record ride, I would say that if whenever you want to go for a record ride, first do a research. First go and type those keywords into social, on not on the social media but
On
on
Google,
the
yeah.
Google. Yes. And you can also go to the Limca Book of Record, Guinness Book of Record, India Book of Record. There are few more organizations who conduct certain records, and they have very precise rules. So you have to communicate with them. You have to follow the rules and regulations, and you also have to follow the precise timeline they give it to you. So made your preparation, made your mind, and made your timing according to it. And apart from the rules and regulations, what matters the most is that how responsible you can.
Yeah.
If you cannot take your own responsibility, and if you start being depending on people the more, you're going to lose up the whole motivation, and you will lose up the whole goal in the end of it. So we were very precise. We love our motorcycle community. We love our people the most. And I kept myself away for social media only because I didn't want any distraction. I didn't want to give information to people which wasn't complete. And when we finished it, I thought that was the right time for me to come out loud and to say that we did it, and we are open to take and help anybody who wants to go for it. So people go, we also got suggested to go for a smaller rides initially, to take record ride for, golden quadrilateral, or to do some saddle sore stuff. But I think we were too ambitious, that we thought that we will do all India in one shot. And
Take the full jump rather than
yeah,
one step
we
at a
thought
time.
that
Yeah.
let's do it in one shot, because पता नहीं आगे life में क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा. But I think we gave ourselves a good amount of time, and we thoroughly ourselves with the rules and regulations I'd given. So never jump what people, and there are people who will help you. So believe in them, and also believe in yourself, and be very clear with your agenda. Matlab,
Yeah.
don't mix it with meeting up people. Don't mix up with meet. I didn't even, I bypassed Delhi twice. I didn't even meet my parents, and I just called
So
them and said, "Sorry, Mama, Pa, I'll come back finishing the ride and I'll meet you." So you have a dedication where you not lose up yourself emotionally, not mentally, and not physically.
great. I think Kalpana, that answers your question that Sameera mentioned, that she did not go through the social media rigmarole during her ride because she was focused there,
Absolutely.
and hence. So, a couple of other questions. Tulana Diaries mentions he requests all the riders uh, who will do such rides to actually do a lot of homework before getting onto the road. It's very, very critical. And also, be part of the local riders, stay with them, stay connected. It definitely helps, like how Praveen and Sameera actually planned it out. I think it's
Yeah.
very, very critical. There's one more. Devi Prasad mentions, you both are great riders. Hopefully, we'll meet someday on the road. By the way, I'm
Yes.
a Yamaha R15 V3 rider. So,
All right. We will definitely. Just to give you a small heads up, guys, ki uh, uh, all these things are there where you can say that I was highly motivated. I can do this. I can do that. Please just stand in front of the mirror, give yourself 2 minutes, and ask this question: that are you really ready for it or not? I'm not making it dramatic. We come from a background where we really believe that this ride wanted us 100% and we gave 200%. So you have to forget about your priorities for some time, and you have to give 100% to it. There is nothing that you cannot achieve. You fall, you get up. You don't look back. There is one thought which was consistent in our ride was not looking back. If even if we had incident, we always thought of how we go ahead, and we
yeah.
had a back support like that, where these guys were not telling us to go back. They were telling us to, चाहे तुम बाइक रगड़ के लेके जाओ, पर आगे लेके जाओ. You know.
So,
So
so, so that leads me to another question, Samira. It's a very interesting point, and Praveen, you can also pitch in here. Did you have friends back home when you were planning this ride that in your riding community in Bangalore uh, who were informed about this plan of yours and they were taking care of you, or they were at least trying to understand where you were, which is off the social media, but they're your backup.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. So I think not too many people, very less people. We use an GPS called Let's Ride that allows you to other people to install the app and share your location. So they have
Track us up.
engine from time you start the engine, switch off the engine, they get all the alerts and they can track you non-stop. So that was definitely there. So people knew where we were, what we're doing, what speeds you're doing, where he stuck, where he stopped. So all those kinds, and they had a route map that we shared with them as well. So they know this day, this time we should be in this place. We're not, and what the sole purpose would be as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
absolutely. We had people who were literally helping us in the smaller turns as well, where we were absolutely wrong. But they were very, very limited ones, and they were the experts who were being on road and tracking and doing stuffs by themselves. So they were they and there was such a good bond that they didn't disturb us until and unless there was a call or a message from our end to them. And there were situations when we just called and informed that I think that we are not gonna push more than this because this thing happened. So they were making and helping us that how we can go the next day. So
Right.
we got, and also on road, we got some people from our community, motorcycle community, who helped us beyond the expectation and beyond their comfort zone. So there are people, good set of people who were with us from the day one, and there were people who joined us through our journey.
Great. So I think we come to the close of our session, and we have held you back enough from your music that's playing behind you and tempting you to go to the dance floor.
by,
But
by
but
default, we
what's
gave you background music for the live.
but what's next for Praveen and Sameera? What is the next vision for you guys on the ride? Besides
I
work,
want,
work will happen.
yeah, I want to do something, outside India if possible, provided the finance and everything else support happens. But yeah, not a bad idea. I think there's the longest road that goes from South Africa, Cape Town, all the way to Russia. 22,000 kilometers crossing 17 countries. Uh, I've looked at that. Hopefully, if something works out and we do that. But yeah, that will be the next challenge to do. I would say, but be open. Nothing fixed as is now. But I think the world is a great place. We just need to preserve it for the future generations and for us to enjoy more. And every place has its challenges. This is a huge culture. I would say India is crushed everything into a small place, and you have got so much to see. But yeah, I would say the world
It's
is
it's a
open to
it's
this.
a great message, Praveen. I think like you rightly said, and we've been also saying that this platform of Roaring Cycles actually has shown us a lot of India through the eyes
Yes,
of the riders, and
yes,
it's absolutely fabulous. And people listening and people wanting to explore, they can always uh, I think look up to people like you and the others who are out there riding, planning, and following rules, and ensuring that you explore, or even if you're doing a ride which is for a record. I think there's a lot more systematic way of riding rather than just jacket pehna, helmet pehna, and your bike starts and you're out on the road, which is not the right way of riding. Yes, it's good for breakfast rides, but if you're actually planning anything which is more about exploration and about visiting India across even the interiors of India, which is beautiful, which is what a lot of people do. Uh, Hats off to you guys. And I think before I end the session, I have a couple of announcements to make. So today we complete 70th episode of live sessions, and we started this just during the lockdown. So hats off to all of you who have been on the live, who have been listening to us, to Shilpa, who's got all the riders onto this platform for us as a team member. And January is again the second annual online Riders Award, which we had conducted last year in Jan as the first
yeah.
annual online awards. So this year again, January, we will have that happening at Roaring Cycles. Hats off to you guys again. Thank you so much for being on the show. And anything else that you would want to say before we close this session?
I just, I just want to say, I think I need some 4, 5, 6 sessions of yours. I cannot stop talking, and I just
We
want to
should
say that
actually plan a ride for that.
please do that. Please do that because I just want to add that as Praveen said that he wants to do the longest road in the world. I'm gonna just I'll gonna take my bike and gonna just start following him. So that's gonna be my future. And I just want to say that uh, our ride was completely from the rider's perspective, from the people perspective, and also, there's something which I cannot, mention in the words. I'm not so good with the words. I can, give a lot of expressions, but I'm not good with the words. But I just want to say that you don't have to look back. For 24 days, there is a man and there's a woman who were riding their bike with one agenda to really, really explore India on our way. And
Yep.
we really, really enjoyed this whole journey, and we are open to share our experience with all of you anytime you need any sort of help. And I just want to congratulate Abhishek for this amazing platform which you have started. I've
Thank
been
you.
connected to you from the very start, and I think there is nothing to look back. You're always open. We attempted this record when he's 40 and I'm 33, so there is no age. You just need to be strong enough, physically, mentally, and emotionally, to attempt or to do your exploration right. Give the best amount of experience to all of us, which is pure and straight from the heart. And वो
Great.
editing वेडिटिंग तो होती रहेगी, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. If you put a basic picture and which shows about the story, so our ride really tells the story. And I would say that we are so happy that you gave us 2 hours to at least express, because people think that record rides are just for crossing miles, but we literally earned a story for lifetime.
No,
And
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. True.
thank you so much. It was so much of fun. We really, really enjoyed.
Same here. Same here. Thanks, Praveen.
Thank
Thanks,
you all so
Sameera,
much.
for
Wish you all a happy new year, prosperous year.
Yes.
Ride more, flourish more, stay happy, love, peace. Thank you so much.
Please don't scared, don't compare, don't expect. Just expect yourself, everything from yourself. As I always say, is that either you are a man or a woman or a bacha or a bigger one. Be always honest to yourself and to the people. Everything gonna put in place.
thank you and see you in the new year. Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy
Enjoy
New
your
Year to
Goa.
everyone, and thank you so much who all joined the live, the previous one and this one, and being with us consistently, listening all our stories, listening all our falls and ups and downs. And Abhishek, you've been an amazing host. Shilpadi, I
Thank
missed
you.
you, and we're gonna do
ऐसे
a
मत
live
बोल यार, फिर
video.
नेक्स्ट टाइम मेरे को चांस नहीं देगी वो.
Yeah. So it's always good to connect the energy with all the riders, and we are there for any help and any connectivity you want.
Thank you so much. Wish you a very happy new year and enjoy yourself. And thanks to everyone listening in and tuned into this show. This was great from Praveen and Sameera. We heard a lot about their 16,300 kilometers, 24 days on the motorcycle, their ups and downs during the ride. I think it was fabulous. This one session or two parts of one session cannot justify what they have experienced. And I am sure whenever we are sitting with them face to face, there will be much more to understand, learn, and experience.
Yes.
So, as we say at Roaring Cycles, keep riding, keep inspiring, and keep sharing. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.